Early this year, I was able to go to 343 Industries in time for the launch of Halo Wars 2. I made friends, met incredible people, even made new friends, and was able to have a peek at the people who make the Halo games. Despite my personal opinions about the way that the franchise was handled after Halo 4, it was incredible to talk to the people who do make Halo happen. This year I got that chance again, but on a much larger scale. See, it was the weekend of PAX West, which meant a lot more people were going to be showing up to cover the event, and 343 were kind enough to invite all those people for a day to just hang out with the developers. Was it all just a scheme to get everybody in one location and just take us all out? I'll probably find out by the end of the month once the slow-acting poison they dosed us with begins to take effect, but for now, I want to cover my experiences there and hopefully offer you guys that same experience. At 4 o'clock a.m., I left for the airport, and by 7 I was en route to Seattle. The plane was a miserable experience thanks to the intense heat generated by 70 or so people stuffed into a small metal tube. I only had about an hour of sleep the night before, and I wasn't able to sleep until we were about an hour away when I discovered the personal AC unit that's in every chair. Needless to say, once I turned that on, I slept like a baby that final hour. After touching down in Seattle at around 11 or 12 o'clock, I immediately left to meet up with the other Halo YouTubers, content creators, and members of the community. I met with some of these people in a cheesecake factory and was able to locate them by simply asking the waitress if a small British man was in here, and she pointed to hidden Xperia and friends at the back of the restaurant. That afternoon, we all had to show up at a barbecue.
They just deep fried a stick of butter, and I guess like it deep fries fast enough that the butter doesn't melt. It's like deep fried ice cream.
At the barbecue, I met even more people, such as the developers of Installation 01, developers of Sins of the Prophet, Hidden Xperia, Halo Canon, Ultimate Halo's crew, members of Ready Up Live, and so on and so on. That night, I had so much fun. We all caught up, hugged, Halo Canon got drunk and told me I was his best friend. Fletch from Ultimate Halo got drunk and also told me I was his best friend. Unishek wasn't drunk, but he did hug me and call me a friend, so there's that. And Jeremy Cook, the lead art director of Halo Wars 2, shared a lot of fun stories about the development of the Banished and their artistic look and what went into their designs and the world that they constructed around Halo Wars 2, and kind of what 343's goal is for the future of Halo from an artistic direction, and I'm pretty excited. There was an Xbox One available at the party, and naturally, as Halo is a series known for split screen, we took turns passing around a controller and playing Halo 5 while complaining about the game. And then once Grim Brother 1 showed up, we just complained to him about it. Good times.
Hello.
But in all seriousness, it was probably the most fun I have had in quite a while. Being able to physically meet these people from all corners of the globe. It was incredible to finally put a face to some of these big names in the Halo community and just finally being able to shake some of these people's hands. As much fun as I was having, I did have to get to sleep that night because the following morning was our tour of 343 Industries headquarters. So naturally, I stayed up till 4 a.m. hanging out with everybody. Masters crashed at my hotel, and after only about 2.5 hours of sleep, we were up and at 'em, en route to the studio with Masters and Unicraken. I've already been to 343, so there was some familiarity with the place, but it was hilarious to see Hidden Xperia grinning and getting pictures of everything like he was on a middle school field trip. Also, thanks to Hidden Xperia and Laird, a prominent member of the community, an occasional meme lord, a single dab infected the entire community and kickstarted hashtag #DabForHalo2017. Hidden Xperia. Thanks for that. For those of you whose brains haven't physically rejected those memories and left your body in a vegetative state, the first order of business was a return to the Halo Museum. Within 343 Industries headquarters exists a room that is full of pretty much every single piece of Halo merchandise and gear that is organized, whether it be toys or props from the live-action series, the Halo trailers, the miniseries, or books and other memorabilia, as well as organized depending on their date of release. Last time I was there, I didn't get nearly enough shots of the Halo Museum, which you guys did complain about, so this time I made sure to get my game on, and I got as many shots as I could. After getting some pretty snazzy shots of the Halo Museum, all of us were shuffled off to do other fun things like play the upcoming backwards-compatible Halo 3 and ODST builds running on the Xbox One, as well as Terminus Firefight, which will be in the upcoming Halo Wars 2 expansion pack, Awakening the Nightmare, which I'm personally very excited about. We also were able to play early builds of the Halo 5 weapon tuning test beta that has actually gone live by now, and we were able to see Halo 5 running at 4K. Oh man, it looks pretty nice. As nice as it was to see them fix up a lot of Halo 5's weapon sandbox to make the weapons less reliable at a long range with the weapon balancing update, I'm really excited to play Halo 3 again on Xbox One, where the matches are a little less chaotic and full of people just thrust, jump, boost, dodging, ADS slide, clambering around in the air with no organization or care if this maybe breaks the flow of the matches. All that aside, Terminus Firefight was actually pretty damn fun. Essentially, we had to build these bases and construct units in order to defend these generators from the Flood Horde, and they grew increasingly crazier and more violent in design as time went on. They started off as simple little floodlings, but eventually they began to infect my own units and turn them against me. Even my own vehicles were being converted into flood organisms, until it all culminated in a flood abomination form, which looked like a stretchy mass of tentacles, flesh, and glowing growths on its body. It had stretched its body to enormous height and completely laid waste to anything Halo Canon or I set up. Jeremy Cook was also present, and as I watched my units being obliterated, he did his best Flood zombie walking impression and told us a bit about how much fun it was grotesquely deforming familiar-looking Halo silhouettes until they looked completely defiled and corrupted by the Flood infection. Most of my time after this was spent eating pizza that was ordered for lunch and meeting and hanging out with the developers and various other employees that ranged from just sandbox designers, writers, and even the composer and audio director themselves, Kazuma Jinochi and Satoru Tojima, who were both unbelievably humble and friendly people. It was incredible to actually meet these people. We talked all about their work on Halo 5. We talked about the feedback that they got from the fans about the games and how excited they are to take that feedback and put it to use in future projects to make games that sound more and more like what fans want the Halo series to sound like, as well as exploring some innovative new ways to introduce new sounds to the Halo series that fans have never heard before. It was a lot of fun to just sit and listen to Satoru talking about the little intricacies that he improved in Halo 5, such as the punching sound effect, which, in his personal opinion, he said he felt was a little bit weak in Halo 4, and he really wanted to make it sound aggressive in Halo 5. It was just like all these fun little stories about the development, and overall, it was incredibly insightful just to hear them talk about their side of the job and talk about how excited they are for the future. And unfortunately, guys, that's all I have. So my phone ran out of memory, and that's pretty sad because there was a lot more stuff that I wish I could have captured, but, you know, next time I go there, I will invest in a higher quality camera with a lot more memory. That way I can record a lot more just to show you guys the experience. I do like doing these trips to 343. It's a very humanizing experience, and it's also very nice just to see the other side of the story. Like, I enjoy being able to take all of your feedback that I see in the comment section or on Reddit and stuff and kind of relay that directly to the faces behind the Halo series. It's enjoyable, it's very humanizing just being there, being able to talk to them. And so ultimately, just remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Remember to share it around if you guys want your friends to see this and stuff. Tell me what you think about the Halo Museum in the comments section below. There was a lot of stuff I wish I could have taken home with me, such as the toy Scarab that was like the size of a basketball. I'll see you guys on the next video.